working for you, fuck yeah. I understand if it made that much of a difference. And we're live!
Yeah, I'm surprised. Yeah, we're live. Deceptatitions. I don't know if that makes any sense. Sort of like deceptive politicians, but
sure.
you know, like deceptive politicians. I don't know. I just thought that shit was funny because I found a bunch of funny shit.
Yeah. Back at it.
What's the best thing I'm hearing right now is I was just in there watching. Well, I had to walk through the living room to get some mail, and Congress. This dude was just fucking tearing Stork apart. Just like, we know you're a liar. You were lying while you were looking into your wife's eyes while you were fucking one of and shit, like, holy fuck, they ain't pulling no punches no more. Like, that dude went. Like, and this is a Congress. This is testimony in front of Congress.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, it's Stork. If I'm saying his name right, if it's Stork or if it's Stork, and like it's got that weird Z in there.
I think it's Strzok, isn't it?
Oh, is it Strzok?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he's one of the
ZR
guys that was trying to like sabotage Trump's campaign with all this weird spy shit.
Oh, the fake Russia bullshit.
Yeah, the fake Russia bullshit. He was fucking somebody he worked with. He was also, they were trying to like figure out how they could stop Trump from being able to become president, was despite the vote. You know, like
wow.
Talking about, and he's part of the whole thing that drummed up the basis for the Russian investigation and, you know, the justification for spying on Trump's campaign.
Oh, the fake the Steele dossier
stuff. Like, he's involved with that whole mess, and so one would stay at the heart of it almost. But you know, and people are talking about, it's so funny. Like, well, you know, everybody's got a political bias. An honest thing to do when you're politically biased against somebody in the position he was in. Hey, look, I can't be a part of this investigation. You got to get somebody who's going to look at this and be able to not be emotionally involved.
Yeah,
that's your job as an FBI agent, especially at the level that he's at, is to say, look, man, I got it out for this guy. I can't be part of the investigation team because anything I find is going to be tainted.
Yeah, I have to recuse myself. I'm not impartial, and I can't. You know, if you know that you're wholly incapable of being impartial. You know, it's one thing to have your regular biases, but yeah, if you've got that strong feelings, dude, you can't be investigating somebody, whether you like them or hate them. Honestly, you know, it's the same thing with Hillary. If you love fucking Hillary, you know, you can't be fucking investigating her and trying to fucking cover for her.
Yeah,
dude.
you'd have to take a step down, like with people in her campaign. You know,
and they did none of that on either
from her campaign. Maybe you shouldn't be one of the people investigating Hillary for, you know, whether or not her emails were legal and all the other stuff that was going on.
Yeah, the countless things that she was doing that were patently illegal.
Funny thing is, like, they have yet to find a single thing about Trump's campaign, or really anything, where he's literally actually violated a law. Like, not a single one. Whereas Hillary has admitted to it in public on camera, has admitted to felony crimes.
Yeah.
Like,
and then she's just like, yeah, what difference does it make?
Yeah,
who cares?
That was like a year ago. And deliberately destroyed evidence that was subpoenaed by a fucking court of law, which is a felony crime. Like, it blows my mind that she's not even on trial.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah, the fact that I think you pointed out here before is that crime has nothing to do with intent. You know, like, I mean, it's pretty obvious that she did it on purpose, but it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
You're breaking the fucking law. Yeah, whether it was accidental or not.
I think that's in place because they don't want any sort of wiggle room or excuse for destroying evidence. So you can't turn around and be like, "Well, I didn't mean to destroy evidence, so I guess I'm not guilty of it." Yeah. Whoops.
Yeah. You can't have that loophole. It's too easy, too exploitable. Because then you would have to actually prove intent and shit like that, dude. And that's
it's a whole different a whole different ball of wax when you're proving intent. Though arguably, one person, somebody's running for, the president of the United States and potentially has evidence of a potential felony or multiple felonies in her what do you call that? When you own something.
When you're what?
I'm trying to think of that. There's a word for it. In her custody.
Shit, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you're going for.
But you know what I'm talking. I
don't know.
Her
jurisdiction, in her care, her jurisdiction.
In her, like, she has it in her care, sort of. And she's running for president, so all these crimes that could potentially, like, put her in jail are right there for anybody to see. Like.
I think she was just counting on getting elected and didn't give a shit because she figured once I'm elected, they're not going to fucking prosecute me.
Yeah, because
you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and I think she knows she's got dirt on so many people that, I mean, she'll just rat everyone out.
Right.
So no one's gonna turn her in because they're like, well, I don't want to go to jail too.
Yeah, and cutting their own necks at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. They're hanging her with the rope that's going to hang them. Like they're going to be hanging on the other side. Which is why I think it's taking so long for Trump to, like, clear out that kind of swampy group of people. That whole like drain the swamp nonsense. Like I don't like that childlike reduction of it. But he's literally he literally just has to weed through these incredibly corrupt people who have positions of power that should never have had positions of power.
Yeah, that have been abusing them for fucking decades. So everybody, like you said, everybody essentially has dirt on everybody.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same reason that the U.S. and Russia never had a nuclear war. It's that idea of the mutually assured destruction.
Yeah, except in this case, it really fucks over the people. The average citizens.
Far worse than a nuclear war. Okay. I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean,
sorry.
Far worse than a nuclear war, to be honest. In a nuclear war, there'd just be dead people and not dead people.
Right. And just be done.
There'd be a lot of people that are dead. There'd be a lot of people that are still alive, or a few, depending on where which nuclear war happened. And
hopefully live in the country somewhere.
There'd be one thing left to do, and just try to survive, like rebuild as much as you can. And then that would be it. Like there wouldn't be any sort of complication.
Yeah.
Whereas in this
I don't know why, but I just got flashes of that movie. Did you ever see the movie The Day After from like the 80s?
Yeah, I think I did. It's like didn't like have a real depressing fucking end or something where like the guy fucking runs off into radiation or something, the doctor.
I can't remember it exactly. I just remember that movie freaking me out. Because
it was some dark fucking stuff. If it's the movie I'm thinking of, in fact, I think I downloaded it and kept it.
Right. Yeah, it was actually. Oh, yeah, it was a TV movie. I didn't realize that. Okay.
It's one of those ones where like you can't really find it very many places. Like YouTube is like one of the few places you can find it.
Right. Yeah, basically, nuclear war between the U.S. and Russia. Residents of Kansas, Lawrence, Kansas, Kansas City, Missouri.
Yeah, it focuses on like a few different people. Like one of them's a doctor, and then there's like some kid, like a young couple, and a family. And it goes through the whole like, how does everything just fall out?
Right. Yeah, and it essentially shows like the bombs going off and shit, like the mushroom clouds going up as they're sitting on the freeway.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's fucking crazy, dude. As a
Yeah,
kid, because
actually,
I was very young. I'm trying to think, hold on, when did this come out? 1983. So I would have been 7 years old when I saw this, dude.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it freaked me the fuck out. 6.5, actually.
Oh yeah, because the end it's not like a happy end. Oh, pardon me. I
Yeah.
think the doctor at the end basically like kills himself with radiation. Like he just fucking runs off into the fucking nuclear zone. Just
Yeah,
like,
well, I know. I definitely remember him being like kind of fed up with a bunch of shit. Like there was these people, like he was kind of like berating him, and they're like totally fucked up and like dirty grind. Like they fucking got hit hard by whatever radiation or whatever, and they're like not like they can't even comprehend what he's saying. Like they're that far gone.
yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they played the zombie trope. There's all these like zombies essentially who are like affected by the radiation and turned animalistic and like violent and shit. When in reality, like if the radiation affects you to that level, you're just dead. Like there's not going to be zombies. There are going to be people who get like weird cancer and growths and then just die. Like because the fucking radiation gets them. And then there's going to be people that are fine and maybe have a higher chance of cancer. And then like the further out you go, you're going to get like people that are just fine.
But yeah, if you're surviving, yeah, you're not going to be. It's going to be different than that. Yeah. Damn.
Zombies are not going to be your concern. Nice. It's the invisible radiation that you can't even see. Like you'd have to go through and like after the first couple rainstorms and stuff, I think you would have to. New Nation zombies are definitely overdone. Like you'd have to remove, I think, the top 6 inches of soil or 10 inches of soil off anything you wanted to like grow.
Yeah.
So like, you know, all these like fields and stuff where like they've got all this great fertile soil, they'd have to just tear them out and like burn or you know, throw the soil into the radiated zone and keep it away from the rest of the area and start rebuilding like fertile soil to like grow, you know, food again. Like shit like that. You know, you gotta figure out which water sources are contaminated and which aren't. Because like there's gonna be fallout where like literally it's just radioactive sort of dust settling on things. And it's gonna get in water and it's gonna get in the dirt. And if you're outside, it'll get on you and it can be really dangerous.
Yeah. Well, think about what happened with Chernobyl and how far away that shit fucking got.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, exactly.
It's a long fucking way away, you know, way further than they realized or thought possible at the time.
Yeah, you're probably talking about like 5% of the population at best surviving to rebuild.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Here's what it was, dude. He's got the radiation sickness. He's gonna die, so he goes back. He wants to go back to where his house was. And then he goes back there, and the house obviously fucking trashed. You know, he sees like, you know, a few things of his family, like his dead wife's watch or whatever, all fucked up in the wreckage. And there's a fucking squatter family essentially, you know, in the ruins. And those are the ones that he's like starts berating, like get out of here, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, again, not comprehending. And the guy just like offers them like a fucking nasty looking potato or something. Yeah, it's pretty depressing, dude.
Yeah, it's like not a happy end at all. It's a trippy movie, though. It's interesting. I mean, it's fun in that, you know, it explores a really dark potential future. You know, like that's, you know, nuclear war could happen.
Yeah, nuclear war.
It's likely right now, but you know, someday that shit could fucking happen.
Yeah, nuclear war. It's going to be some fucked up shit. So, really wasn't that unreasonable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's going to be some fucked up, horrible shit.
Well, I mean, the thing I think that would be
the
most concerning indicator of if a nuclear war could start would be if the Middle Eastern countries, you know, how many of them start getting nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
Even with like something crazy.
Yeah, because those fuckers are crazy enough to do it.
like that crazy fucking in North Korea. Like, he might use it on South Korea. Or
so, hold on, really quick in the chat. If you can tell me if he's cutting out for you too, or if it's just me.
No,
because it's been happening since the start, but I don't know if it's just me or what. So Noob Nation or whoever's still here, if he's cutting out, because whoever his name he just said, I didn't hear it at all.
Oh, I was gonna say that crazy fuck Kim Jong Un.
Okay, yeah. See, I heard something about that crazy, and then it cut out until I mean, I could have figured it out, but I'm just trying to say I'm missing a lot of the conversation.
Noob says it's okay.
Don't know. All right, no issues on. Okay, so is mine. Fuck. Great. Okay, sorry, man.
Just bad connection. Are you on Wi-Fi or are you on plugged in?
Yeah, it's Wi-Fi, but it's never been a problem before.
Oh, okay, yeah. The only thing I could think that would make a difference is if you could plug it in, but I don't know if that's even possible.
Yeah, not at the moment.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that dude might get nuclear weapons and like bomb South Korea or try to fucking throw one at California somewhere. But he's not just going to arbitrarily just start launching them at everybody because he's angry.
Right. Yeah, I don't think he's not. That dude acts crazy, but he's not fucking crazy. You know what I mean?
Like, yeah, he just wanted to seat at the big kid's table.
Yeah. He wanted to feel important, dude.
I think his dad was truly fucking nuts, but he's not as crazy. He just recognizes like, there's no way that this fucking goes well if I change anything other than like me being dead on a fucking stick.
All right.
Like if he tried to fucking start changing the way his dad ran at things, there's too many people that would just be like, look, this is how we fucking make all our money. Yeah. You gotta go, buddy. Somebody else is gonna fucking take the spot and your head's gonna be on a fucking stick.
Yeah. Or people are just gonna view him as weak. You know what I mean?
And take over themselves. Yeah, and it won't even be anybody from the family anymore. It'll just be like some fucking general.
Yeah.
It was like he disgraced the god Kim Jong Il. Yeah, like I mean, but in the Middle East, you got like these death cults that fucking actively want to destroy the world. So like, yeah, if they get nukes, they're just gonna launch that shit.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why it really worries me that, and I still don't understand how Pakistan got a fucking nuke.
Yeah, it's concerning.
It's terrifying, dude. India and Pakistan fucking despise each other, and they're right next to each other, and they both have fucking nukes, dude.
Well, and frankly, like neither of them are a great country. Like it wouldn't.
India's got some positive qualities. They're more than Pakistan, in my opinion. But yeah, I get what you're saying, dude.
Well, I'm just saying, if they wiped each other out, it'd be like, oh, well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, but it's not exactly slowing down civilization.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry,
like,
India.
That's the coldest, most distant. Like, obviously, the terrible loss of life. Like, I don't want anybody. I don't want a whole country to die. Well, not either of those ones. Well, maybe. You know what? I might just be evil. Never mind. Maybe we should encourage them to fucking go at it.
Right. Hey, make the world a better place and blow each other up.
Let's just make sure that the nukes they have are the kind that don't leave radiation poisoning. So that after they can wiped all the population off of those like areas, we can repopulate with like more rational people.
Yeah, or maybe a neutron bomb. A neutron bomb might be nice.
Yeah.
Kind of takes out everybody, but leaves all the the buildings and everything intact.
Nah, man. Have you seen the construction standards in those countries?
Oh yeah, it might as well level it all.
You're better off taking out the buildings. It's much safer than trying to keep them.
Damn.
I mean, really, awful, but true. Everybody would be better off if you leveled the buildings. I mean, it'd just be like warrens and nests of like rats and other like fucking pests and like just ready to fall apart, and like 90% of the fucking buildings would just be ready to fall apart. Like everything except the rich people's houses. would just be like garbage heaps, essentially. I mean, what was it? I was watching this documentary with about the Indian and India and like India with the little dot forehead thing, not the feathers, the thing.
Right.
With their sex trade, and it's like they're just like in these dilapidated buildings that are like barely still buildings even. And they're just chilling in like the fucking alleys where like it looks like the walls are just going to come down on them at any given moment.
Like a stiff wind is just going to level it.
Yeah, it's just going to take it out, man.
Jesus,
and it's all like, and it's almost all underage fucking girls who are basically sold by their parents to this temple or religion that pimps them out, essentially. Like it turns them out, but it doesn't collect any of their fucking proceeds. If that makes sense.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it's all basically child prostitution. Yeah. And then you have a rampant like STD problem in that sort of population because none of them realize like, oh, you make the guy use a condom. Like then you don't get sick and you don't get AIDS or HIV, AIDS, syphilis, any of the other ones.
Yeah,
which you can't afford to get treated because you're a whore and nobody gives a shit about you because it's a caste system.
Right. Yeah, and there's a good chance they have no idea about any of that shit anyway.
Because they're fucking kids.
Yeah. Growing up poor, they're still children. Yeah, there's a good chance they have no fucking clue about STDs and shit.
And there's also like they have tranny whores, and those got the dudes that basically dress like chicks and
right,
or transvestite whores. Yeah, they basically have to be like super careful because people will just beat the fuck out of them for nothing all the time.
Wow.
Like they're just like getting beat to death is a fairly good possibility if you're a transvestite hooker in India.
Yeah, India's, I don't know. I think people almost try to portray India as this like spiritual fucking place. And there's like a lot of really fucked up shit that goes down there, dude.
In the name of religion.
Dirty.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Their religion is garbage. It's not a nice religion at all.
Yeah. Well, it's not Islam, but yeah, it seems to have some really shitty aspects to it. The caste system being the main, because that's a religious thing, right? The caste system.
Yeah, the caste system. All of it's all religion. Yeah.
I always pronounce it caste, but yeah.
Oh, what is the grooming gang called, Noob Nation? There's no grooming gang. It's literally like one of the gods or goddesses specifically, and essentially families that have too many kids, like they just take their youngest kids and give them to that temple. And then that temple basically turns them into whores and puts them out on the street.
Yeah, really fucking bizarre, dude.
Yeah, it's messed up. Like you can find the documentary in YouTube and check it out.
Yeah.
What's up,
shit? Do you know the name of it? Because I kind of want to watch that.
Not offhand.
Yeah, that's fine. I can probably just search India and it'll pull it up, dude.
I'm gonna check real quick because it's just like India child prostitution. Damn it! What was the kind of movie it's called again?
Documentary. Yeah.
I'm not seeing it. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not seeing it, but it's
too specific, dude. You typed in too much shit, dude.
It's the Yalama cult.
I think if you just type in India, you're gonna find it. Yeah, like I said, it's gonna pull up a bunch of other shit too. But if you just type in India, here, let me.
Yeah, well, the thing is, it was a legit documentary, so somebody might have realized it was out and fucking took it down and been like, hey, you got to come watch it on our fucking real site because it was up a couple of years ago that I saw it.
Oh, gotcha.
But there's also some other crazy shit in India. Like if you look at the Untouchable cast and all that stuff, like people who essentially like it was their job to handle like the dead and human waste and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
It's pretty messed up. Like it's some dark shit, and it's all based in their religion. Yeah, Hinduism is just as shitty as any other religion, really.
Yeah,
I think really like Buddhism is the only one that kind of doesn't suck 100%.
Right.
Like isn't Buddhism essentially? I could be getting this way off here, but isn't it essentially like life sucks? Get used to it.
Yeah, life sucks. Life sucks and it's meaningless. You know.
Yeah,
so
and it's just like
enjoy.
Learn how to cope. Essentially, it's like life sucks. It's meaningless. We're gonna help you cope with this shit so that you don't feel shitty all the time.
Yeah. None of this means anything, so just relax.
Yeah, it's like, dude, look, life sucks and it's meaningless. You think those are both bad things, but one of them makes the other one a lot less bad.
Right. Yeah, trust me, whatever you're doing is not that important, so just relax and enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, you're one of, especially nowadays, dude, you're essentially one of fucking 8 billion people. You're fucking meaningless, dude. But not in your little circle. You know what I mean? Be good to the people around you if you can. That's essentially it.
Yeah, build friends and family and that kind of stuff. Like, be part of your community. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Oh, do you see the fucking bullshit about the baby Trump balloon?
No, dude. What happened?
So Trump is a state visit to the UK, and so a bunch of people got together and decided to fly a fucking little baby Trump balloon to make fun of him, basically just to mock him over London. And Sydney agreed to like allow it. But then immediately, like crowdfunding went up and funded way past the goal to make a Sadiq Khan baby balloon and fly it at the same time. But I'm not sure if that was going to be allowed or not. I'll have to, we'll have to see if that ever happened. Like, I don't know if it ever happened. It might have just gotten funded, but then everybody was like, "All right, we know that everybody would do the same thing, but we're not that much of an asshole," kind of thing. Or, we don't want to go to jail because that's what happens when you mock the wrong people in the UK. Is they fucking pick you up in the middle of the night like the fucking Gestapo and put you in fucking jail for wrongthink.
Wow.
Well, I mean, they got these new Nazis from the left wing, essentially, the fucking Antifa. So, honestly, I think that's why they put Dankula, or they wanted to put Dankula in prison, was because he was making fun of their fucking heroes. Like, he's making fun of Nazis. They can't have that. They're the next fucking Reich.
Jesus, dude. That'd be interesting.
Well, I'm just glad I'm not in the UK because I can say that here and they don't put me in jail. But if I was in the UK, they'd be fucking on their way to my house.
Yeah.
Throw me in a cell next to Tommy Robinson.
Yeah, Jesus.
That'd be hard. To explode, man. I'd just be like the guy that helped keep Tommy Robinson from getting like fucking shanked in prison for a year.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, I was looking up the Buddhism thing because it was bugging me, and I didn't want to
make sure we were right.
Yeah, kind of.
Hope everybody assumes we're fucking idiots and don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, but yeah, there's no actual deity in Buddhism. It's essentially you're trying to attain inner peace.
Yeah, there's people who you have like more respect for, the bodhisattvas or something like that.
Yeah, even Buddha is not considered a god, just highly,
it's like they're more like not heroes, but like people you look up to,
kind of like a guru or sage.
Yeah, like motivational kind of like, like, hey man, that guy is pretty awesome. I want to emulate him. I want to be like him, kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of like how Jesus would be if people didn't insist that he was the Son of God.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, wow, that guy was really cool. You know, he gave money to the poor and he fucking healed some people and made some fish and some wine and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I want to be like that dude, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. We all know Jesus just had a replicator from fucking Star Trek, dude.
Yeah.
Don't fucking fool me.
Jesus was just Spock in a fucking costume.
Yeah. Damn.
That'd be pretty fucking funny. Oh man. So I saw a thing. Apparently it's becoming more and more widespread that cities make it illegal to share food, which is a sneaky way of making it illegal to give food to homeless people.
Oh wow.
So like, not only would it be like you couldn't have a little, you know, like because some places they'll do like a Sunday night or Saturday night or something. They'll stand out there and put a little booth up and basically just hand out like free sandwiches to homeless people or free soup or stuff like that outside of it. It's not just like the soup kitchens where they go, but somebody that does it on the street, like different private charities do that. Mostly Christian ones. But more and more cities are making that illegal. And I'm thinking like it makes sense in a weird kind of creepy way because most cities tend to be far more like Democrat run. You know what I mean? Like the hypocrisy of let's bring all these people here and give them free money, but anybody that wants to actually help poor people, we're gonna fucking make it illegal. Like it's so bizarre. It's like the weird hypocritical.
Well, it's an extension of the control freak personality, I think. Like, no, we got to be in charge of this and everything.
Oh yeah, like you can't help people on your own. It has to be the government that does it. Like the state must do it, kind of thing.
Yeah, you got to do it through us. You got to make sure it's very inefficient and wasteful.
Yeah, their claim is that it causes things like hepatitis C to run rampant. And I'm like, are you fucking high?
How?
Like, I don't.
Just they happen to be in the same area.
Because a bunch of people got together and made sandwiches, they just magically spread hepatitis C to a bunch of people. Like, I don't.
Yeah. Apparently, if you get enough Hep C people together, it somehow creates some kind of cloud of Hep C,
and it just fucking drifts.
Sense, dude.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's utterly fucking absurd. Like that's their fucking reason.
It's kind of like The Happening, but different.
Yeah. Oh, there was some. Let me see if there's some other stuff on there. So I found an article. Let me show the article. But it's like it's one of those things where you're like, really? Like it's illegal to fucking share food? Yeah. There's a bunch of people that got charged with a misdemeanor in El Cajon, California.
That's essentially inland San Diego.
Yeah. It's covered by the San Diego Union Tribune.
Yeah, essentially El Cajon is just east San Diego, essentially.
To Atlanta, Tampa. 7 people in Tampa were arrested for feeding the homeless without a permit. You have to get a fucking permit to fucking give people free food.
Yeah, of course you do, dude.
It's ridiculous, man.
There must be bureaucracy. Bureaucracy must be kowtowed to, or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Yeah. Lawmakers who back food sharing bans say that the sharing food can lead to a spread of hepatitis A among the homeless. And however, homeless advocates, in a more factual statement, say that the food sharing bans are a trend towards criminalizing homelessness.
Right.
Trying to make it illegal to be homeless. Ultimately, like you can't literally make it illegal to be homeless, but you can make everything that makes it even remotely possible illegal.
Right. Yeah, you can just make it anything the homeless people do, make that illegal, but not the actual act of being homeless illegal. Yeah, and
I like this lady's point is, of course, sanitation is important, and of course, public health is important, but those issues can be addressed without banning sharing of food with people who are hungry and people who are impoverished.
Yeah. You want to set up stricter guidelines, like, hey, if you're going to do this, you need to have a bunch of trash cans up or something. I don't know, but like, oh yeah, you got to have trash cans and porta potties. That would kind of make sense. All right, seems unnecessary, but I kind of get it.
Oh, they try to blame this on Trump.
Of course, dude.
The U.S. Justice Department, basically, they cut back all those, like, all sorts of regulations. And so they're saying that because Obama had advocated against imposing fines and fees on poor people, suddenly, like, that Sessions and Trump just arbitrarily were like, just get them.
Yeah.
Now, my guess is Jeff Sessions and the Attorney General's office were like, yeah, if they're committing crimes, you should arrest them.
Right.
And this is how they fucking translate it in the paper, because they don't want it to be what it really is. It's like it's all these liberal cities that have created this giant homelessness problem.
Yeah, you see
border policy.
Yeah, as liberalism tends more towards socialism, as it does nowadays, shit's going to get more fucked up, more and more fucked up, the more liberal / socialist your city is.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, where are the issues? It's in fucking the hippie California, hippie Oregon, you know what I mean? Like, it's...
Yeah. The large cities are usually dominated by liberals. So even in, like, the reddest of states, like, some of the larger cities are always going to be, like, liberal sort of, like, things.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Portland is not going to be the same level of quote-unquote liberal as... I can't think of another city. Well, just no other city is going to be
San Francisco.
Portland. Yeah, well, San Francisco is fucking horrible too. Yeah, well, not horrible, but you know what I'm saying. They're very liberal too.
Yeah. Dallas, Texas,
liberal
as like Portland, absolutely.
Yeah. So even if cities, tend towards liberalism, you're still not going to get the same amount of, again, shit like this as you are in Portland and places like that.
Oh yeah, well, and then like 47% of those cities. So, they surveyed 187 cities, and almost half of them banned sitting or sleeping in public places. And many had laws against sleeping and camping in public spaces, which makes sense. Like, I get that, but the 6% that banned food is like a weird one.
Yeah, that is pretty extreme, dude. Like, no, you can't be feeding people that are hungry.
When you can always tell exactly how the law is intended to work by who it affects. Like, if you're walking down the street and you're fucking hanging out with your buddy and you're like, hey, let's split why don't you take half my sandwich or split a pizza or something, they're not going to arrest you.
Yeah.
You know, a homeless dude a fucking sandwich. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a different story.
I wonder if that extends to just like gift cards. Like, you just give a homeless dude like a $20 fucking or a $10 or even a $5 like, Subway card or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be interesting because what else? It's not like another store where they sell shit besides food. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I know there's organizations that would basically do collections to get like McDonald's gift cards to give the McDonald's gift cards out to homeless people. Because it was like, you can't really use that for anything but food because it's McDonald's. Like, not even the drug dealers are going to be like, yeah, here, have some crack for that fucking gift card.
Yeah. You're not paying me with a half a dozen $5 McDonald's gift cards.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's like, it's a weird, like that was. I think they tried to make that illegal in a lot of places too. Went after that. So it's just like, the liberals, we're going to create a bunch of homeless people, but then anybody but the state who tries to help them is going to be fucking arrested,
criminalized. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous, man.
Criminalized. I like your word better.
Thank you. I try.
Oh, did you? Okay, so we got the new Supreme Court guy coming, and this was pretty funny.
Man, what was his name? Kavanaugh or something like that? Was it Kavanaugh?
Kavanaugh, yeah, probably is going to be the next Supreme Court justice.
Okay. Trump recommended him. He has to be bad. He must be bad.
Well, I guess nobody paid any attention to what Trump actually said, which is why he, why he nominated Gorsuch in the first place. Was he was like, both sides should be nominating people specifically who will uphold the letter and the law of the Constitution and nothing else.
Yeah.
He even goes on to say, like, we don't need people legislating from the bench. That's not their job. And we shouldn't be, neither side should be putting people in who will do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, like, it's his goal to find people who are like Gorsuch, who are just strict constitutionalists, which likely Kavanaugh is, just based on the track record so far. Like, Trump has been pretty honest about everything he's done.
Yeah. Who was the one that they were worried? Some chick, Barrett, was the one that they were worried. Like all the Democrats
she was a
were
potential.
They were worried about her overturning Roe v. Wade or whatever, because whatever the reason was. But even though it's not her, the one that everybody was all terrified, it's still somebody that Trump recommended, so it's got to be bad.
Well, so they're gonna overturn Roe v. Wade no matter what. That's what everybody's basically like freaking out about. I don't think it's very likely that they would overturn Roe versus Wade, but if they did, it wouldn't be a bad thing necessarily. It would simply fall to the states to make their own decisions on abortion.
Right.
So if you're in Texas, and Texas is, probably very anti-abortion, they could say, you know what, it's not legal here anymore. We're done.
Probably
California. Yeah. If you're in California, they're probably going to stay legal.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, first of all, they're overblowing it to an extent that's absurd.
Yeah.
Not like if they overturn Roe versus Wade, it's illegal everywhere. No one's ever going to be allowed to have one again. It would simply take it out of the federal government's domain.
Right.
Which arguably it should be a state's decision. It really should not be a federal domain decision.
Yeah, that's a tough one, dude. Yeah, I'm not sure if that should be a state. Honestly, I would have to put a lot more thought into it, but
I just think that you have a little more balance if you leave it to the states, because then some places will make it illegal, some places will make it legal, and that'll shift the balance a little bit more. Like, I don't think, unless there's like a medical necessity or some other incredibly like pertinent like issue. I don't support abortion at all. So I mean,
all right. Yeah. Have you did you see the thing on God damn it, I can't remember the bitch's name. She had a special on Netflix. What's his name? Matt Christensen just did a video on her. Let me see if I can pull it up so I can get the name.
Oh, I don't know.
But well, she's supposed to be a comedian, but goddamn, just listening to her fucking voice, dude, I want to choke the bitch. I want to fucking drown her and choke her. She's basically essentially doing the shit that wacky liberals do, where they're like celebrating abortion, dude.
Yeah.
I don't get it, dude. Like,
yeah, I would support a limited right to choose kind of thing, where it's like, there's a medical necessity, somebody was raped, it's a child of incest.
Not that extreme, dude.
But
Michelle Wolf was the person's name.
Yeah, but I wouldn't necessarily say like, because I fucking forgot to use a condom.
No, honestly, I'm okay with that. I disagree with you, dude. But whatever. Fair enough. But I still don't understand fucking. I still don't understand how you can be like celebrating it, dude. I don't get that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, the celebration of that is gross, because you did kill a living creature.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, I still give you your right to choose here, but I don't understand how you consider it a good thing. That blows my mind.
Yeah.
Michelle Wolf. If you get a chance, anybody out there, watch Matt Christian's video on it. It plays it, and seriously, it's kind of hard to get past her voice, dude. Like, it's so bad. It's so fucking annoying. It's like, goddamn, I'd rather listen to fucking Fran Drescher for 12 hours than listen to this bitch talk, dude. Yeah, and then the ideas are just awful too. On top of that, so like, God, I hate wishing death on people, but I hope this bitch dies.
Although realistically, Roe versus Wade is not going to get overturned. That's extremely unlikely.
Yeah.
You have to get, because Gorsuch himself, I think, would probably vote against it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So you'd still have the same balance, even if Kavanaugh was like, get in there, like, all right, fuck Roe v. Wade. Gorsuch and the other liberals on the court would be like, no, we're going to uphold the previous decision of the court. We're not going to overstep it. We're going to respect that this decision has been made and that it's been in place for this long. We're not going to step in and make a change there. But I thought it was really funny that Andrew Cuomo, the governor of New York, thought he was going to he's going to sue if the Supreme Court of the United States overturns Roe v. Wade. And it's like, in what court, dummy?
Right.
Like, how are you going to sue them? Fucking idiot.
He's going to sue the court. Wait, he's going to sue the Supreme Court?
Yeah. Is
that what he's saying?
If they overturn the Roe v. Wade.
Yeah. Has that ever happened? That might be interesting.
I don't think it's possible. I'm pretty sure you can't sue the highest court in the land because they literally have authority over every other court.
Can you sue any court?
I don't know. I imagine you'd have to sue like the county or the state.
Yeah, the ones that actually brought the action.
If the court made a bad decision or a judge was corrupt or something, I'm not sure you can even sue the court.
Right. Like that
even
judge
your fucking traffic court, I don't think you can file a lawsuit against the traffic court.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
You would have to appeal decisions. So essentially, he would have no ability to sue anybody. But if Roe v. Wade was overturned and somebody was refused an abortion, they could then file a lawsuit against the law, essentially like saying that the company violated their constitutional rights, that for facial reasons it is always unconstitutional to make it illegal. So that the law in and of itself violates the Constitution. And basically they would have to then get that through multiple different courts. And he could fund the process. He could, hire lawyers and help the person out. And then it would be back before the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court would potentially hear this new evidence and make another decision, decide if they were wrong the first time or if this new evidence or new situation alters their point of view or their judgment on Roe v. Wade if they'd already overturned it, which would be even more unlikely than it being overturned in the first place. In the extremely unlikely event that they overturned it, the odds that within a couple of years or months that they're going to just switch back is fucking ridiculous.
Unlikely.
Extremely unlikely. Short of that, he's the governor of New York. He should fucking understand how the Constitution works. If he's that upset, get a convocation of the governors. When you get enough governors together, you can alter the Constitution yourselves, and then the Supreme Court ruling would be null and void because you would have an amendment that says it's legal. Or you work with your senators and representatives to get an amendment on the floor of Congress to overturn that. Because yes, the Supreme Court is the ultimate court in the land, but only in enforcing the Constitution. They don't get to make the laws. So they don't get to choose what laws are Constitution. They just get to interpret.
Yeah, it's not like the Constitution's set in stone. It can be fucking amended. It can be changed.
So the concept that he's going to sue is laughably ridiculous, and
it's posturing.
He's that fucking stupid.
Yeah, no, it's posturing bullshit.
You're right. It's probably his posturing.
Yeah, listen to me, because my constituents, I'm going to sue them if this happens.
Yeah.
Trust me, it's impossible, but I'm going to fucking do it.
Whereas, it's, realistically, if you really cared, it's then I would, seek an amendment through Congress or a convocation of the governors. Because that's the only other ways you can change and alter the Constitution. In other words, to, take away the Supreme Court's right to challenge that.
Yeah. Yeah.
The whole thing, like, I thought that was pretty fucking funny. It was just one of those things where you're like, really?
Good luck with that, buddy. Yeah, it's fucking nonsense, dude.
I thought it was silly. There's a lot of silly shit. Oh, Trump pardoned the ranchers in Oregon.
Oh, the ones that held up that building and shit?
Yeah, so the arrests, well, the ranchers who got arrested, their arrest led to the building being held up. So I don't know that he pardoned anybody involved in that.
Oh, okay.
But the people who basically like had done and served their time, and then the courts just arbitrary were like, nah, they need to serve more time. So he pardoned them.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, okay.
Which is the correct thing to do at that point, because clearly the courts there can no longer be relied upon to provide like true justice, because that's clearly double jeopardy.
Yeah.
You don't like release somebody from prison and be like, all right, you're free to go. You've served your time. You can't then turn around and be like, nah, we need a little more.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah, fucking real bad.
Fucking horrible, dude. I know we changed our mind, and now we're gonna tax them on for no fucking reason.
Yeah. Oh, Noob Nation, when we were talking about the, I'm assuming the Roe v. Wade stuff. Who knows? That might cut back the number of whores. That is a true. That is true.
Actually, if you think about it, if it wouldn't be instant, but pretty quickly it would be, seeing the consequences of the actions not being as easy as just going and getting the baby sucked out of you.
You know what?
Very quickly.
Maybe not make it illegal, but there should be something to sort of dissuade people. Like, it shouldn't be.
No, the way it's
as
used
easy
is
as it
disgusting.
is.
The way it's used is disgusting. It's used as a form of like birth control. Like, I don't want to wear a condom. I don't want to use condoms. I don't want to take the pill. So I'll just have abortions when I get pregnant. Like, that's disgusting, dude. But that is what happens in a lot of cases, dude. I don't know
to address that other than being like, except in extreme cases, we're not going to allow it, kind of thing. But then on the other hand, if you
you're only allowed one.
If you do disallow it, then you open the door to like back alley clinics and people getting hurt in a whole bunch of different ways.
Yeah, people are going to die, dude. Yeah.
So I mean, that's a tough. It's sort of like a catch-22. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a complicated issue, to say the least. Incredibly complex, dude.
Yeah, but I don't know that there's like an easy answer.
Yeah, exactly. It's complex, dude. It's not an easy fix. It's probably not a.
Well, just like there's so many people.
There's just not a totally right answer.
Well, there's so many people who are like, women's right to choose. Period. End of story. Or it's a life. Nobody should be able to do it. Period. End of story. It's like, but you have to be willing to have a discussion on that.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many factors that you got to be willing and honest enough to admit, like, that might be issues.
Right. Yeah.
Damn it! Where was my brain going?
Enough fun time. Let's talk about some depressing shit.
Some pressing shit?
No, I said
like,
depressing.
Depressing shit. I think I have some articles about
bright and cheerful so far. Jesus. It feels like we're covering nothing but like. Well, I guess everything is just kind of fucking depressing when you think about it. But
all right, here's some good ones. I got some good ones. Some Trump derangement, good old Trump derangement syndrome stuff.
Yeah, that'll work.
Nope, I didn't share that all the way. I've seen a few of these articles now. Like it's not the same person writing all of them. It's like different people. But you know how like the fucking press, essentially like the liberal press, is like they basically just do the same article in every different place.
Right.
But I stopped going to the gym because of Trump. Now I can't open jars.
Oh God, this is fucking fascinating, dude. Damn you, Trump.
Yeah, so it was, here we go. The beginning of the article. In November 2016, the only person I knew who believed Trump would win the U.S. election was the owner of my gym. This was clearly a ridiculous prediction, so seeing the chance for some easy money, I offered to bet him $100 that Hillary would win. But the gym owner, clearly not wanting to lose his dough, it says do his dough, but I'm going to assume that she means lose. Lose his dough, pointed at this horrible thing in the corner with the name sled and said, if Trump wins, you have to pull 70 kilograms on it. It was double what I could usually pull, and I won the bet. And if I won the bet, the gym owner would pull double his personal best. Blah, 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 whiny shit. It was frightening, but so was pulling the sled. What if the thought of his president was frightening, but so was pulling the sled. What if I herniated a disc? So apparently she stops going to the gym because she can't fucking handle that.
Yeah, because she'd have to pull the sled thing.
Yeah, essentially, and it's Trump's fault.
Yeah, for winning. What an asshole.
Yeah, what a douche.
He forced me to make that bet. He forced me to make that bet against him winning. Yeah.
I think nature is her lover because nobody else wants to like bang the like mediocre looking fruitcake lady.
Mm-hmm. Mother, ecosexual pioneer. Yeah, I'm pretty sure sprinklers are given.
Yeah, it's disturbing.
Annie Sprinkle. That name is so fucking fake. It sounds like a fucking strawberry shortcake character.
She's a former porn star.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, former porn star. That was all there was. There wasn't any. I'm not going to click through on that. But here's another one. The Trump effect is making me eat donuts without shame. Van Badham. I'm pretty sure you're just doing that because you're a fucking lazy cunt. Or because donuts are delicious.
Is making her eat donuts. What the fuck, dude?
Oh, and then she tries to tie in the fertility rate in the U.S. hit a record low because it's Trump's fault as well.
Yeah, of course. Makes sense, dude.
How old is this article? Because like it even says like that a bunch of people are gonna lose medical coverage, which never happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is from 2017.
Dude, it's fascinating how much fucking power they think this guy has.
Well, you know what it is? It's the lie. It's the lie to justify the hate, because you can't justify like the crazy fucking hate if he's just like the president and not some sort of like evil psycho or something.
Yeah, I mean they're attributing almost godlike powers to this guy, dude.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous, man. Or devil-like,
it's like
I guess it would be.
Obama separated something like 90,000 kids from their parents in those like illegal alien camps. Something like 90,000 during the course of his presidency. Trump's done like 1,900, and you didn't see shit on the fucking news for during Obama's presidency at all.
Yeah,
but suddenly, like Trump's doing it, and he has to solve it, despite the fact that it's not up to him.
Yeah, he didn't cause the problem.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, and then he every time, and he's done this so many times where he's like, well, this seems like an issue that Congress should resolve. Why don't you tell them to make a fucking law? Because that's not my job. Like, my job is to enforce the law, deal with trade, deal with foreign affairs. Like, that's what I do.
Yeah. All right. If you guys aren't going to do it, then I will. But again, there should be something more permanent. Like, he's gone out of his way to fucking say that. Like, okay, you're not going to solve it. All right, I'll put something in place. But again, this should not be permanent. This should be going through, this should be legislated.
Yeah.
To a permanent solution.
Exactly.
Which is a really fucking, an incredibly reasonable thing to say. And he gets shit for it, dude. It's fucking fascinating.
Well, they want to pretend that him enforcing the law as it's written is some sort of new and disturbing thing that's never happened before.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like,
yeah.
I don't...
No, it's,
like, how the fuck do you not understand that these are the laws as they've been written for years? I mean, not only that, but the Democrats put them in place, and they've been being enforced the same way for a long time, like decades.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's the same way when we put somebody in prison here. Like, if you go to jail here, you don't take your fucking kids with you. What are they, fucking nuts?
Yeah. No, they don't. Well, they don't think any of this shit through. That's the fucking problem. They're just like, no, it's just wrong. I don't care what reality says.
Yeah. Yeah, the only difference here is that your relatives are, like, somewhere in the country, so they can send you to your relatives if that becomes a necessity.
Yeah.
You know, whereas, like, on the border, it's like, you know, half these kids aren't even with real relatives. They're just pretending to be relatives because they're coyotes trying to fucking make a buck off these kids or kill them if they don't make the money.
Right.
No, hey, what's up, Bad Metal Man? Yeah, that shit happens to me with like 90% of the stuff on YouTube, man. I don't get notifications for like an hour, 2 hours until after something is started all the time.
Yeah.
I think it's
although I do get it on this one. But yeah, there's plenty of shit, dude. There's plenty of shit that I do not ever. Well, I don't. 90% of shit that I have the little bell rung or whatever, I don't get notifications for at all.
Yeah.
You know, they'll be in my feed or whatever, but yeah, I don't get notifications for a bunch of shit. I don't know if that's because I just have too many, or if YouTube just sucks.
I think it's YouTube just sucks. Oh, and Fuckwad is here too. Well, hey, Fuckwad.
Yes, welcome.
God damn it, I completely lost my train of thought. Supposedly after like 10 to 30 days, that starts going away. With the whole keto thing, like the brain fog. But I'm not sure that I wasn't this way before.
Like, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, so I'm basically just like, that's just always going to be the case.
Yeah, this is just Stabby being Stabby.
Stabby being Stabby. Oh, here's a fucked up story. I thought it was kind of like weird and bizarre. In Germany, a Muslim migrant who beat a Jewish man with a belt demands $1,100 for being in jail too long.
Whoa.
Yeah, he was imprisoned after his conviction.
What's his rationale for it? Just he didn't think he should have been in prison that long?
Yeah, it was released shortly after the verdict because his sentence was considered served because of pretrial detention. Oh, however, the young Syrian was in custody from April 19th to June 25th, more than 10 weeks in all. For the time beyond the 4 weeks of the detention, he now... so it was only supposed to be 4 weeks, but they let him off with time served because he was waiting for the whole trial thing for 10 weeks.
Oh.
He demands compensation for the 6 weeks.
Yeah. Wait, was he not... do they not do bail over there, or...
I have no idea. It doesn't go that far into it.
Right. Yeah,
so
either
he
way,
admitted to actually committing the crime.
Dude, if you fucking beat... You only got 4 weeks, dude? I would keep my fucking mouth shut and count my blessings.
Yeah, he claimed that he did all this stuff. The Israeli guy said he didn't even, like, talk to the guy at all.
Beat him up because he was Jewish. It was a fucking hate crime.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's a Muslim and he hates Jews, so it's pretty obvious.
Yeah. And he got off with 4 weeks for a fucking hate crime.
But I love the fact that they're gonna like expect it. He expects 25 euros per day of extra custody. Like, can you just fucking imagine?
Dude, it wouldn't even occur to me to fucking try something like that, dude. It's fucking the sense of entitlement, dude. It's fucking insane.
Yeah, oh yeah. I want $25 a day. You guys kept me in jail too long for the crime I actually committed.
Right. Fucking people.
Yeah, we don't have a mind page, dude.
I have a Minds page, but we don't have a Minds page.
Oh, you do? Okay, cool. Yeah, I might like have a personal one, but yeah, there's definitely not one for Untitled Studios. And I'm not entirely sure I have a Minds.
Yeah.
I remember looking at it.
That's
It
the
was
only one
just
I
way
actually post on.
overcomplicated.
Yeah, I can post mine on there if you want a weird, It's essentially my posts on Minds. Very rarely do I post anything. If I have a weird thought, I will go in pretty in depth about that weird thought on Minds. That's about almost exclusively what my Minds account is for.
Yeah,
Is typing out the weird shit that pops up in my head.
Yeah.
When I think about it.
I probably do the same. I do the same shit on Minds that I do on Twitter, where I just piss people off.
Yeah,
like
that's
I got
fun
a bunch
too.
of people all hot and bothered because I called what's that guy that does Tesla?
Elon Musk.
Yeah, I said that dude's essentially like a fucking con artist. I mean, most of his money came from different government subsidies and like loans and all sorts of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of stuff he never fucking delivered on to get this free money. There's a lot of stuff that's just not possible that he's promised. And things like where the Tesla, like you get the car, it already has the full, like there's two versions of the Tesla. You can get like the good one and the really good one.
Yeah.
And I'll read that in a minute. I like that. But essentially, like, the difference is the software unlocks the stuff. It's already all there. Like, all the Teslas are identical.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, like the battery.
It just unlocks the battery reserve that's already in your car. So
they did that
battery reserve with the lower priced vehicle.
Yeah, they're identical.
Give him extra money to get access to it.
Yeah, and which I mean, he unlocked it for what? I forget what hurricane it was, but he's like, "Oh, I'm going to unlock the extra battery power for the hurricane." Yeah. Like, what? That's all it is? Just fucking software? You're charging that much more for something that is essentially identical.
Well, you obviously don't have to charge more for, because if you're putting it in every car already, then you're making enough of a profit off of the lower price that charging the higher price is like ridiculous because you're not actually getting anything extra.
Yeah, it seems like that should qualify as price gouging, dude, doesn't it?
Or fraud.
Yeah,
But he's Elon Musk, so he's fucking untouchable.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's and don't get me wrong, like he's done some things that are great, but like you don't idolize somebody like that. Like this dude's a fucking fraud.
Like, yeah. So anybody that's doing that is not a fucking saint.
Yeah. And they were like, "What? The Tesla isn't a good car?" I'm like, "What are you talking about? There's nothing to do with my statement."
Right.
The dude's just a con artist. That doesn't mean he's like the worst person in the world. He's just not the best person. He's not
the fucking. Yeah, you want to think? Yeah, I'm a fan of fucking Volkswagen Bugs, but think about who invented that or who's responsible for that.
Yeah, wasn't that Hitler?
It was fucking Hitler, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I really like
there can be a disconnect between
Volkswagen California is fucking epic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What'd
you say? I'm sorry.
I missed that. You can camp in them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I missed the whole part of what you said. I heard you say something. Volkswagen California is epic. That's all.
Oh yeah, I love the old Volkswagen camper van, the van again thing, where it had the pop top, like a bed in the top, and then the backseat became a bed, and it just has a tiny little little tiny sink and kitchen area, like little stove, sink, countertop area. I mean, it's just barely enough space to just camp there, like sort of like sleep in your van when you're out camping and do a little bit of cooking if it starts raining.
Right.
There's a new version of it. I'll see if I can find some pictures and shit because it's the Volkswagen California, and it's real fucking nice.
Oh, right
on. I liked Mad Metalman's comment. He just listed all the social media we should be in. Mine's Discord, Gab, Facebook, Twits, Pornhub, LinkedIn, Xhamster, Tinder, Grindr, Instagram, Snapchat, and Top Buzz accounts. And then Fuckwad says, get on Plex Storm.
All right. We are missing out. BitChute. Is BitChute still around? Oh, no, that one's gone, isn't it? Is that the one that's gone?
Oh, I don't know if BitChute's gone or not.
Or am I thinking of something else? I could very well be thinking of something else. Let me see. I wonder if I can even log into my Minds. It's been a long fucking time. Yep. Let's see. Do I remember my
photos? I'm pulling up a few photos just to like have it like so it's not like silly.
All right. Shit, I think I put a space in mine. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. I just want to look up and see what my most recent post was. I can give you an idea. Let's see. Oh, Jesus, dude. February 18th? Is that my most recent post? That can't be right.
Huh.
Okay, yeah, apparently it is. Holy shit. My most recent post was the fact that when you'd hear the phrase Russian attack, I would always think of the game on the old NES called Rush and Attack, RUSHN apostrophe attack. Okay,
nice.
so that's the kind of shit that I'll end up posting, dude. Oh shit! Here's my story about. Oh, I actually did an in-depth thing on my theory that Richard Spencer is an invention of Steve Nash and John Mulaney.
Oh.
That is actually a fucking photorealistic real doll created by Steve Nash and John Mulaney. I actually did a pretty lengthy, dude. It's pretty long, dude. Like I went fucking in depth on that one, dude. So that was the next most recent post, dude. Yeah, no, I really dragged that one out, dude. Like deliberately, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was like, I'm really gonna fucking stretch this dumbass fucking idea out. So yeah, if any of you guys want to read that, comment, and I want to see if anybody ever actually checks out my stuff.
Oh, for sure. Comment. Yeah. So yeah, this is the Volkswagen California. The thing is, they're not allowed. They're not going to sell them in the U.S., which is ironic. I know, because it's called the California.
What? All right. Jesus, dude. Why the fuck would you not? Oh yeah, you'd have to call it what, Riviera or something from Europe if they're going to sell it in California.
But it's got all these great features. It's like an updated, brand new version of the old Vanagon, and I mean it's so well designed and so simple. It's perfect, and you can even get like the upper part like super heavily insulated and shit. So you can do like winter camping and stuff like that if you want. But yeah, I mean, it's just got like the basic, little, just enough room inside to like have a meal or like prep a meal, and like little 2-burner hob. You kind of see like, I think the sink is over here. It's just like, it's covered by the little lid on it. But it has all the little features that you would want. And just like, like if you're hanging out with like your girlfriend or like a buddy or something, because there's a bed that goes up here too. So there's this seat folds down into a bed, but there's also a bed that goes up in the top, so you can sleep two pretty comfortably and not like in a weird way. Even has a little fridge.
Nice. That's not bad at all. Yeah. It's amazing how much shit they can kind of squeeze into such a small area, man.
Well, and the really nice thing about it is it's like it has its own like water tank. I think it has a bathroom in the back, like, or a porta potty or something that comes with it. If you really want to get like crazy out on the road, like go on like boondocking, it has like the option for solar panels. So here's the upper bed when it's put in, so it's installed. But yeah, ultimately, like it would be a really nice like getaway van that you could actually just drive around all the rest of the time. You know what I mean? Like that, the nice thing about it is that you don't have to.
Yeah, everything kind of folds up, and it's just a regular vehicle, essentially. Probably
with like your back seats and the whole bit. Yeah, exactly. So you're not like spending all this money on a vehicle and have to have like a separate vehicle that'll work.
Yeah, or having to buy a separate trailer, or any of that kind of shit.
Yeah, exactly. Although some of the trailers are pretty decent too. Like there's some
Oh
small,
yeah,
relatively inexpensive ones where you can get them for like $6 or $7 grand.
Yeah, the
Which
pop-up
for a
ones,
camper
dude.
trailer is pretty fucking cheap.
Yeah, well, like the pop-up ones, dude. Like I'm fucking amazed at how much shit they manage. Like it looks essentially like the bed of a truck. You know what I mean? And then all the shit pops up from it, and it covers this huge area, or much larger area than it looks. I guess I should say it's not really a huge area. But yeah, some of those are pretty fucking cool.
It's astonishing. I think my favorite of the trailers that pop up are the A-frames. Oh, hey, what's up, Jinx?
Noob Killer following me, dude. Now I gotta delete my account. If I get over, Jesus, do I have any other subscribers? Hold on, I gotta check that too. Thank you for the follow, though. Seriously. Read my one, the second one down when you get a chance on Richard Spencer. I don't know, man. I think it's pretty fucking funny. But again, I'm a weirdo. Sorry, go ahead, man.
Oh, I'm gonna pull up a picture of them because they're kind of cool looking. They're just, I don't know if they're great, like actually great, but they look fucking cool.
Yeah.
Let's see here. But when you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about because like everybody's probably seen them at one point or another.
Right.
But they're the ones where like it just folds up into like a little fucking hard top trailer.
Oh, okay.
And you can get them crazy, like I don't see any on here, but where they have like, oh, here we go, like this one right here where it has this whole extra fucking pop-up thing on the side too.
Oh, right.
Like these two things pop up and then the sides fold out and the front folds out and it has like a fucking roof and shit. And they come with like all the crazy same stuff you get in like the RVs and the trailers where it's got like, 15-gallon water tank, 20-gallon water tank, and like a fucking toilet with like a black water tank and all that stuff. If you're so inclined to use any of that stuff.
Yeah, if you're feeling like going off the grid, which I've been tempted to.
Would be more for like actually like going to like an RV park. They're just a super cheap way to do it compared to like buying a whole RV. Because I don't imagine that they would be, I don't know, maybe they would be great off grid. I don't know. I mean, I would just think that like they would probably need to be plugged in to be efficient because I can't imagine that they would hold heat very well. Or really insulate at all compared to like if you insulated like a van or something. Of course, then again, like I guess the California Vanagon thing, like that's not going to insulate. I don't know, man. Some of them have like furnaces. Like I think the California, the Volkswagen California thing has like a propane furnace. So like you can heat the place, but you just want to like crack a window so it doesn't get too moist. Because propane, when it burns, I guess causes moisture to develop in the air, increases the humidity. So you don't want to fucking end up with like a moldy camper.
Well, anything that burns creates water and carbon dioxide.
Oh, really? Is that the case? I didn't know that because I've seen vans where they put in like little fireplaces, like really small wood burning fires, like stove things. And those ones say that it keeps the water out. So I don't know. Maybe it's just a different. Maybe because all the gases are vented to the outside, and it's just the radiant heat from the fucking heat of the chemical reaction instead of any of the gases being released into the vehicle. But that's pretty fucking intense. Like you're going way too fucking far if you're building a fucking fire, like a fucking a fucking little cast iron stove into your fucking van. Oh, I gotta see if I can find some pictures of that, because that shit is like over the top. It is insane. Like when you see it, it's just like you look at it, you're like, I don't understand.
I'm trying to look it up because I can't remember. I don't want to be wrong about what I was just saying. I know that any flame or whatever, I remember learning this in chemistry, has an H2O, and I think it's carbon dioxide, but I can't remember if that's right or not. Sorry, I don't know why, but I got hung up on that, having to fucking make sure that's correct. And obviously, it's in tiny amounts. Yeah, I'm not sure why propane creates more water than any other flame. Maybe the cleaner it is, but it's usually going to be vapor.
Yeah,
I know water is one of the things that as results from burning. But I'm going to see if the other part is carbon dioxide.
Yeah, but you see what I mean. It just looks kind of silly in a van.
Right. God damn, that looks cluttered.
Or like this little one. And figure that, like, you know, that's big enough for like a pot that's maybe twice as big around as a cup, like a regular coffee cup.
Yeah,
so
it's
super small. But the funny thing is, all these people pride themselves on being able to like stealth camp in their van and like, you know, sneak in a free stay by just parking on the city street and like closing the curtains off and whatnot.
Right.
But I'm like, but you put a fucking wood burning stove in there. There's a fucking chimney on top of your van. Like, people are gonna notice that.
Yeah. If I see that, I'm fucking reporting it, because I'm like, hey, there might be people living in here, or this van might be on fucking fire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that would freak out, dude.
Yeah, no. See, Mad Metalman has the point. You put a fucking wood burning stove in an old log cabin that you go vacation in, or like that you fucking retire to. You don't put it in a fucking van.
Yeah.
Like, that's a great idea. That would be awesome. Or even in a nice house, you know, if you have like a cold room or something, just put a fucking wood burning stove in there.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. Like, personally, I unless you have no other option, I mean, I wouldn't want to live in a van and like try to sneak around living in a city and just having to always find like different places to park and never knowing when the cops are going to come knock on your fucking door and be like, you need to get the fuck out. Whether it's illegal or not, they're still going to they're going to chase you off because they're cops.
And they're going to move you along, dude. Yeah, I don't see, versus what, you get some kind of thrill out of beating the man? Like, I don't understand how that's like a...
I understand that you save a lot of money. So you can do the things you want because you're not spending, you know, 60% of your income, 70% of your income on rent.
Right.
Like, I totally get that part. That makes sense. Like, your upkeep is essentially gas and maintenance,
right,
for your home. But at the same time, you just have such a small space, and you don't have any of the really nice amenities that you can have living in a home. Like, you could go off grid and still have like internet and like solar power and gas heating, and not have to worry that like you're gonna suffocate yourself with your My Buddy fucking propane heater.
Right.
and even if you don't, you're fucking creating a bunch of mold behind the fucking weird plywood walls you put in your fucking van.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I want a van so I can convert the back end to be part-time, like a camping thing.
Yeah.
The only thing I want in there is just like a bed and like a fucking like really good cooler, one of those 10-day ice coolers or whatever. Like, I'm not gonna fucking build it out with a fucking running water sink and shower and bathroom and all that. I just want to be able to
like an extended...
sleep in a bed in a van instead of on the ground on a fucking in a tent.
Yeah, something they could go like maybe a week or two if you wanted to like camping, but not something that's fucking your permanent residence.
And then like, but it's really easy to take everything back out of and still have
turn it into a regular. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. because then like you don't lose the entire point of having a van. And some of these van builds, man, they're adding a couple £1,000. Like, you're killing your gas mileage. You're going to fuck up the transmission and the motor a lot earlier. Like, you're going to put a lot more wear on them because you're carrying so much more weight than that was ever designed to carry on a daily basis. You know, unless you're buying the heavy-duty motor transmission options. And they're probably not, because they're like, well, we're just buying it for a camper van. We don't need to get the heavy-duty powertrain and the heavy-duty motor.
Yeah, we don't need to bother taking care of it and making sure it's okay.
So long term, like, that's not going to last for very long. You know, I assume. But if you're just like putting in like a fucking cheap futon couch bed and just setting it up so it won't fucking, you know, so that you have a place to bolt it to the floor when you're going, so you won't fucking slide around the back, and like a place where you can fucking. Because you can buy like a little solar panel, portable solar panel power battery thing, right? You don't have to like, you know, bolt it down to the top of the van or any of that shit. You can just set it up on like a little stand and keep enough power to run, like, if you really wanted, like your laptop and like an electric cooler or something like that, or like a little camper fridge.
Right.
But you can easily set it up so all that stuff goes in and out of the van. It doesn't stay in there all the time. You still put the seats back in, still have like multiple, you know, still have room for cargo.
Yeah, I thought that was the whole reason they call them conversion vans, is because you could easily do that kind of shit.
Well, you can buy them that way. Yeah, it's just a little cheaper to do it yourself. And if you spend the time and do like the so, like, I don't know that it would necessarily be a real big deal here in, like, California. But, like, you know, if you were in, like, Colorado or up in the mountains or up in the northern states, you might want to insulate the shit out of the back end, because it might help you if you want to go camping in the winter. You could do that, too.
Right.
Whereas in California, you can go camping in the winter, just bring a thicker, you know, sleeping bag. You're fine.
Yeah, I'm actually considering doing that. I've been thinking about this for a while now, because I've always had that idea, even when I was younger, like in my late teens, early 20s, of buying an RV or something like that, so that I could essentially, you know, if I felt like living somewhere, I could fucking drive there and fucking live there. And now at this point, like, my son's, you know, 14, got 4 more years before he's an adult.
Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking about doing that. I can just take off.
But here, let me
still do the same thing.
Show you what I'm talking about. Like, if you wanted to go crazy. So this is like the top of the line. There's cheaper ways to go. But you can do something like this. Essentially like a Goal Zero Yeti. This is the top of the line, really expensive shit. And they get more expensive than this. But something like this, you could run like, you know, it's got the 12-volt plug-in. You could plug in a little electric cooler that'll just keep everything like a little fridge, essentially. But cheaper than buying like an actual mini fridge. Or you could buy a cheap mini fridge and plug it in and keep it running. And then all you'd have to do is get the $600 on this, and then another $300 on the set of solar panels to charge it during the day.
Yeah, I'm thinking for a fridge. I mean, how much shit do you actually need?
You could go much cheaper and still do the same thing. I'm just saying this is like the top of the line.
But no, I'm thinking of as far as space, because again, you're kind of obviously limited with this kind of thing. Yeah, I'm just kind of thinking like how much.
Well, I figure you throw in a couch bed, right? And then you throw in like whatever food, water, and other equipment you need. And then you're going to have a cooler anyway. So why not make it like an electric cooler so you don't have to deal with the ice melting and potentially ruining food? You know, that kind of shit. And just get like an electric cooler. They're not like electric coolers aren't that expensive.
Yeah. I'd imagine they're not that complicated because it's essentially the same thing, just with cooling elements in it. Yeah.
Yeah, here's a 48 quart one, which is pretty fucking big. Like you'll see for like $150.
Yeah, for me, I mean, the main thing would be like, hey, can I fit at least a half gallon of milk in there, like, and some other shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, you look how much stuff fits in there. Like that's way bigger than you would actually need.
Yeah,
like you can easily do with half the size. But I mean, this is like just a quick search for
like
$150.
I would never put fucking soda in the fridge. If I was that limited on space, I'd never have soda in there. I would have ice, probably, but yeah, I would never have fucking soda.
This maintains 40-degree temperature without any ice, so it's just a little bit above freezing.
Nice.
And it has, like you see, it has like the 12-volt plug here, so you could either just plug it in like 12-volt or plug it in there. So you can plug it in your cigarette lighter or your van if you really want to. But you don't want to run your if you're out in the fucking campground, you don't want to like suddenly have like no battery on your van though. That would suck. But like easy shit you can do like that would be kind of fun, I think.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. Yeah, like I said, some of those videos and how much shit they managed to pack into a place, into a fucking van or whatever is fucking amazing.
Yeah, oh yeah. Like Mad Metalman says, it's the perfect hunter's cooler. Keep all your fresh meat cool. But you can buy the same, like you can buy like a solar hookup probably for $300 or $400 total, like the panel and a little battery that would just keep that running. Like you the one I'm talking about, you would probably be able to like charge your laptop, your phone, potentially run like a small TV if you wanted to get real fucking crazy. Plus run your like stuff, plus plug in some lights and stuff at night. Whereas like the one I'm, if you wanted, you'd probably maybe $250 get one that'll just keep the cooler running.
Right.
Yeah. The only thing about the one that I pulled up is I wouldn't mind something like that because then you have it at your house and the power's out too. So it's not just like the same. It's not just for like camping in your van. It's like, you get a power outage. It's nice. If you're going to have a party out in the back, it'd be a great way to run like a sound system and some lights. Like a barbecue or something with friends. And then you don't have to like run a bunch of extension cords.
Yeah. You definitely get multiple uses out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going out to the beach with the fam.
The band.
It's not a bad thing. And they don't have to charge on solar. You can just plug them into the wall. Plug them in and charge them just for like in case the power goes out kind of thing. Just leave them plugged in your garage and shit. I think they're lithium batteries, so I don't think that is it. Like they're much longer lasting than
Yeah. Well, the Yeti one that you were showing earlier, that one definitely said it was lithium battery.
Yeah.
That thing.
Well, then, and to be clear, that's the top of the line. There's a bunch of more reasonable options. Even in Yeti, there's like some options for like $150, like.
Yeah, not all of it's a crazy amount.
Yeah, it's not all like super expensive, ridiculous amount. I don't know. It's a trip. That's something I'd love to do. Like that's something I'm gonna save up for. Get a fucking free candy on the side. Thanks. Yes. It will have tinted windows, and we will be offering free candy in my van.
Yeah, free candy to kids,
but only the really nice ladies that are at least over 30 who want to go camping.
Yeah. So, somehow that would be more creepy than if you said the candy was for kids.
Yeah, actually, it probably is. That's what I'm aiming for.
Like what?
Yeah, some nice conservative girl that I meet here in California somewhere, which probably never happened. Who's down with camping occasionally? Because that's the only thing I like doing on vacation. I really am not a fan of anything else. I love going camping. Yeah, just step into my van. Oh, see, now Mad Metal Man's getting into it.
You don't like going to like amusement parks and shit like that?
I don't like them, man. I'm not a fan.
roller coasters now.
You know, I loved that stuff when I was a kid, but I just don't really care for it now.
Yeah, that's weird. I kind of hated it as a kid, and now I fucking love it.
See, there you go.
Yeah,
that's all you, man. I will not be one of the people making your amusement park crowded. Oh, I also like checking out historical sites.
Oh, nice.
Like if I could go somewhere and take like a history tour or see a really cool museum, I'm in.
Right. Yeah, no, I dig that shit too. Yeah. But no, I've literally taken like trips to German, like to Magic Mountain, just to go to Magic Mountain and turn around and come home. And
nothing wrong with that, man.
Yeah, it's a fucking 8-hour drive each way, dude.
Yeah, but that's something you want to do.
Yeah,
you know, I've driven to specific beaches like way more than 8 hours away, just to go camping for like a week down on this beach that I thought looked really cool.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, it's all about.
I should send you some of the pictures from that I took when I was in California.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, some of those beaches are pretty cool. Like the Swami Beach, which is right by the meditation garden thing that I told you about that, right?
Yeah. You told me all about that.
Okay. Yeah, there's a beach there called Swami Beach, which basically you have to walk down all these steps, which kind of freaked me out. I'm like, all right, am I too fat? Like they're really wide, right? But there's no support in the middle. So I was like literally walking on the sides because I was afraid I was too fat and I was going to fucking bust through them and fall to my death. But yeah, it's essentially a cliffside. You know, it's a cliff, and then the beach at the bottom. There's a couple little tide pool areas, and like the little tide pool. The tide was not quite completely out, but pretty close when we were there.
Yeah, we've got a couple beaches like that. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, because I never, usually I'm just going to the regular sandy type beaches, you know what I mean? But yeah, the tide pool shit's kind of cool. Or it certainly can be. Bunch of tiny, like on the tops of the rocks, because everything's sand, and then all of a sudden there's these chunks of rocks, like raised rock, and fucking have mussel shells and shit all over them.
Yeah, and, we've got a similar thing on one of the beaches nearby, where it's this big sort of shelf of tide pools that's like about 10 or 15 feet out of the water at low tide because of where it is or something like that.
Oh shit! Wow, no, this one's just a few feet. That's fucking crazy.
I might be mistaken. I'm not sure, but like, it's like the water washes up on it or something, so it catches a lot of shit, but it doesn't it's not totally submerged.
Yeah, it's not totally inundated at high tide. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, it's not underwater at high tide, but the water gets up in it, and a lot of critters like crabs and starfish and shit live in the fucking tide pools. But I think that's like a couple-hour drive. It's like up near Fort Bragg. Like it's a ways off. But yeah, those are fucking awesome. Tide pools are the best.
Yeah, it's interesting shit, man, for sure.
We have a beach called this was also up by Fort Bragg, like Glass Beach, where it's almost entirely beach glass. Like there's just a ton of like that smoothed out glass that just got somehow ended up on that beach. And it's all like you're not going to cut yourself. It's all smoothed out. It's been that way for years. Crabs shouldn't be in your starfish, Stabby. We have a bunch of different kinds of like pebble beaches where they're like little pebbles instead of sand, and some of them are really nice, and some of them are just awful. There's a certain size at which gravel is the worst to walk through in the amounts that it's in some of these beaches. But there's also a black sand beach in one of the areas that's not far. I can get to that one in about an hour and a half or so. It's just all black sand. Really kind of cool to check out. And then the beach that's probably the closest to me is really neat because most of the year it's connected. Like it just goes down like probably a good 5-6 miles of just beach that's all connected, so you can just walk down the beach for miles.
Nice.
And that's really fun because once you get about 2 or 3 miles out, there's nobody there.
Mm-hmm.
So you can actually just go hang out on the beach and just like if you and your friends or your family or whatever get there, you can just go walk down the beach like a couple, just walk for like an hour, and then suddenly you don't have any kind of crowd bothering you. There's not a lot of kids screaming. So if you're hanging out with buddies and stuff, I think it'd be cool.
Right.
It's fun if you had kids. Like if you had little kids, you'd probably want to stay with everyone else.
Yeah. Although, yeah, my son doesn't want to be around people, dude. He's kind of antisocial like me, I guess.
Well, he's also old enough that he would appreciate the thing. I'm talking little kids.
Oh, right.
Because when you go to the beach with like little 2, 3, 4, 5-year-olds, you want them all running in a pack so everybody knows where they're at.
Yeah. You want them wandering into the surf and fucking drowning.
Yeah, exactly. Or if one of them wanders into the surf and drowns, they all do, so that you have a good excuse.
Right.
Well, they didn't notice either.
Yeah. Oh, dumbass kids. It's natural selection in action, goddammit.
Yeah. Yeah, or we also have like redwoods and stuff like that. So it's if you can find campgrounds in the redwoods, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that'd be interesting because I've still never seen redwoods, sequoias, any of that kind of shit, dude. I'd really want to.
Oh yeah, they're epic. There's maybe 45 minutes from my place. There's like an Armstrong Woods, which is all just like a redwood forest that you can go hiking through. It's got like hiking trails, and it has like the little kid trail where you just walk around, and it's sort of like a mossy trail that's just nice and soft and gentle. And it's not there's lines. It's just a big, long, couple-mile path you can wander around. They got little info plaques showing you some of the trees, talking about the history of the forest, and then they also have the fucking like amateur trail where just if you like to hike, you're going to go up and down some pretty serious hills. But then there's like the third trail, which is like a fucking 50-degree incline.
God damn, dude.
It is fucking insane. It is way more than 45 degrees. It's almost...
Dude, that's almost mountain climbing, dude.
It's just barely... the incline is just enough that you can walk up if you lean into it.
Jesus, dude.
And it's like that for the first 50 yards. And there'll be like flat parts of the trail. Like it's not all that way. But like there's a lot of places on that trail where it's going to be real fucking steep inclines.
Gotcha.
Like when you're coming down, you're leaning back, almost sitting down, sort of sliding, skittering down them.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Otherwise, if you fall forward, you're essentially going to tumble to your death or somersault to your death.
Well, what was it? Like, I'm super out of shape now, but before when I was in shape and still doing all the dancing and shit, I would go hiking all the time. And I thought I was, slick shit because I could hike this fucking trail. And I go out there one day, and this fucking little blonde bimbo-looking chick just fucking runs up it. Like, like just fucking jogging like it's nothing. And I was just like, God damn. That is amazing. Like, I was just
like, come back, I love you.
No, it was that moment of like, yeah, I ain't that fucking cool. Here I am picking up all that.
Like, that fucking bimbo, that's one badass bitch.
Yeah, this badass little bitch just comes along and be like, nah, you ain't shit, fool. It was pretty fucking funny. Oh, god damn, it was really funny. But yeah, that was, and then like, of course, like the only downside to that is the terminus point for all the hiking paths is just this really shitty pond. That you can't, like, it's just scummy, swampy pond thing that you can't really see anything in, that they call Bullfrog Pond. But I've never seen a frog there.
Right. Like the bullfrog parts in quotation.
Yeah.
Bullfrog.
Bullfrog Pond. But yeah, that's a trip. Redwoods are awesome. It is sort of
where's the one where they cut out a fucking tunnel thing and cars can drive through it? Where the fuck is that at?
That's a couple hours from here, I think.
I've driven through that, trying to get that done nowadays.
Oh, you'd never be able to do it.
Yeah, I wonder if that was their thought even back then. They're like, "Hey, dude, I think it'd be really cool if we carve a tunnel out of this. If any of the authorities or anyone else hears about it, they're not going to let us. So let now."
It was probably the government that did it in the first place.
Yeah, that's true. It was a long time ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've driven through that. There's a couple different ones. I think some of them are like tunnels where it's cut through, and some of them are like the roots just grew funky. And then whatever was holding the roots up, like withered away, but the tree's still there, kind of thing.
Oh, right.
Where they propped it up or something. I don't know. It's a trip, but redwood trees are pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah. No, like I said, I've been dying to see them, and I just never.
The only
have.
thing that's cooler in my mind is the bunya trees. I'm not sure if that's the technical name for them, like that's the real name. But we used to call them. We used to have a couple downtown, but they had to get rid of them because the pine cones kept breaking cars.
Oh wow! Damn.
Let's see. I'm trying to see if I can get one that shows you the scale here.
Yeah, of the pine cones or the trees?
The tree itself, and then I'll show you one of the pine cone.
Yeah, I think the pine cone can probably. Yeah.
Oh, whoops! I needed to do the view image. My bad. But you can see like the houses down here.
Yeah.
And these are little people.
It's fucking huge. Yeah, that's ridiculous, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, there's people. There's the fucking tree. And we had two of them in the downtown area, like in our main square. And here we go. Let's see. Here's a guy holding one of the pine cones. So, like, imagine that falling from the height of that bunya tree
and hitting like house or a car. Yeah, damn.
I mean, the seeds are almost as big as your fucking palm or your hand. It's crazy.
Yeah, that is insane, dude.
Yeah, but those were pretty fucking epic. But they cut them down because there's too many things were getting fucked up. I think they should have left them there because I'm like, if you're dumb enough to fucking park, what do you call it? Fucking park in the same space where like that could potentially fall. It's kind of your own fault.
Right.
Like I see a tree that big with a bunch of pine cones that big around the fucking bottom of it. I'm gonna be like, nope, right the fuck out of here, dude.
I'm not waiting around for that fucking bomb to hit me, dude.
Yeah, it's like fuck this shit, I'm out.
Damn.
Oh, Noob Nation proposes that Mad Metal and Jinx are the same person. I don't think so, dude.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Jinx has been on some live streams, and Mad Metal have been on some live streams, and unless whoever that is like got a hell of a range on their voice, I'd be impressed if that was the case. But
yeah, I want to hear both of them talking at the same time while drinking water.
When I've seen images of Mad Metal Man and a picture of Jinx, and they don't look alike.
You think you have?
True. Well, one was video. I saw video of Mad Metal Man.
Yeah. All right. Whatever you two have going on, that's your business, dude.
Yeah, but you know what? I could be wrong. I'm not. What do you call it? I'm certainly not the fucking. I don't know everything. That's for sure.
Yeah, you never know, man.
Fish.
What?
I don't know, child. Just got weird for a minute there.
Just now? Just now got weird? Damn. Yeah.
Oh, Jinx. Damn, that's cold. Jinx is typed in, I'm hot. Mad Metal Man is not.
Jesus, dude.
I don't know,
Fair
dude.
enough.
Metal Man's got that sort of dark, sinister appeal, though. Like, I'm not into dudes, so I'm not sure. Like, but
yeah, he may not be classically handsome, but he's got the sex appeal. Is what Stabby's trying to say.
yeah, like that. Like if you're into goth dudes, like he's probably what you're into.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a guy can manage to be attractive without being necessarily good looking.
Oh
Just
yeah,
by
man, I
being,
gotta figure that trick
yeah.
out. So far, that's not working for me. Maybe this tricycle I'm getting.
Yeah, try being like a cowboy or goth. Goth might work for you. No, goth probably wouldn't work for you.
I'm in California. I would probably have to pretend to be something fucking bizarre, like wearing a dress.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, but is that really that bizarre in California?
Nah, it's actually, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're not quite to the point where
like
dudes who look like me are wearing sundresses to the fucking grocery store.
Yeah, do something crazy like wearing a polo shirt and fucking khakis.
The Mad Metal Man, yeah, exactly. He's got that Karloff lore look. I'm sure there's plenty of chicks who are into that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The double catfish is strong. Oh, God. Conspiracy theories abound in the chat of Untitled Studios Hangout.
Yeah, beautiful.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, it's fucking... Nope. Everything that was going to fucking come out of my mouth just left.
All right.
You know what? We're coming up on that 2-hour mark, and I think maybe that's a sign.
You're right. Yeah, when we're not remembering what words we were just about to say, it's probably time to call it.
Yeah, I think we should probably call it a day on that note.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for sticking around, fuckers.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. And I'm amazed that anybody even shows up, but I'm glad you guys do. It's fun having you.
Yeah, we appreciate the hell out of you.
All right. Peace out.
Mm-hmm. Bye-bye.